In the Gospel of Thomas, there's a hidden passage. Monks at the Council of Carthage ordered its destruction in 397 AD. This text doesn't describe parables or talk about prayers. Instead, it speaks of 3 specific plants. Jesus revealed these to his closest disciples, calling them living spiritual technology. These plants block the exact frequencies archons use. Archons enter your home this way, draining your energy and feeding on your emotions while you sleep. Jesus didn't just mention them. He described them with botanical and spiritual precision, naming them the 3 living guardians. Any home where these 3 plants grow together becomes impenetrable. No archonic entity can enter. Their combined electromagnetic field destroys low vibration seeds before those seeds can even materialize inside your walls. The most surprising part isn't that these plants exist. It's that you probably already know their names. You've likely seen them in markets, in gardens, or in your neighbors' houses. But nobody ever told you what they truly do, not at an energetic and spiritual level, and not when combined exactly as Jesus taught. To understand why these plants work where traditional rituals completely fail, you must first grasp how archons truly operate in your home. They are not abstract myths. They are energetic entities. They exist at specific electromagnetic frequencies between 0.5 and 40 Hz. This is the same range where your own nervous system operates when you're stressed or when you sleep. Your home is more than just bricks and cement. It's a living energy field. It records and amplifies every emotion felt within its walls, sometimes for years. The fear you felt that one night, the argument in that room, the constant anxiety you generate, without knowing why these emotions don't vanish when the moment passes. They leave electromagnetic residues behind. They cling to the walls, the furniture, and linger in the very air of your home. These residues are like low vibration fingerprints. They stay imprinted in the quantum field of your space for months, even years. Archons feed on these residues, exactly like a parasite feeds on a living organism. They always return to the same space. The energetic field of your home attracts them like a lighthouse in the dark. This explains that specific feeling of heaviness in certain rooms. It explains why you avoid some corners of your house. It explains why, on certain nights, the sense of a foreign presence becomes too intense to ignore. It is not your imagination. Your nervous system detects real, measurable frequencies. Science can measure them, but it deliberately avoids teaching their full spiritual context publicly. Remember this well. Each plant you will place tonight directly targets those frequencies from 0.5 to 40 Hz that archons need to stay in your space. The fundamental problem with traditional blessings is that they treat symptoms without removing the root cause. A priest blessing your house creates a temporary, symbolic protection. It might last days or weeks, but it doesn't reprogram the base electromagnetic field of your walls and the air in your home. It doesn't neutralize the low-frequency residues accumulated over years. The plants Jesus revealed do exactly that. They operate as living spiritual technology. They breathe, they grow, and they emit constant bioelectric fields. When combined in the specific sequence Jesus taught, they create a self-regulating protection system. You do nothing after you place them correctly. The first plant Jesus revealed on the Mount of Olives is described in the Gospel of Philip as the guardian of thresholds. Most people know it by a common name that hides its true spiritual power: rosemary. Rosemary continuously emits volatile essential oils, mainly alpha-pinene and cineol. These compounds directly activate the hippocampus and amygdala in your brain, the regions responsible for discernment and threat detection. But rosemary's most important function is as a barrier. The electromagnetic field around a rosemary plant oscillates at frequencies between 200 and 350 Hz. These frequencies are completely incompatible with the low vibration frequencies used by archons. When an archon tries to materialize in a space where rosemary is active, it hits a wall of incompatible frequencies. This blocks its ability to become solid on the physical plane. Rosemary is the guardian of the threshold. It blocks entry. Jesus taught that rosemary must be placed at the main entrance of your home, not inside. If possible, put it on both sides of the main door. Rosemary's specific job is energetic gatekeeping. No archonic entity can cross a threshold where Rosemary's bioelectric field is active. This is the first line of defense in the three-layer system Jesus designed. The reason the church suppressed this teaching is clear. If people knew a common plant could protect their home better than any institutional ritual, their need for priests for spiritual protection would instantly disappear. The second plant Jesus revealed is lavender. Gnostic texts from Nag Hammadi call it the purifier of the inner field. It cleans what's already inside your home. Lavender produces linalool and linylyl acetate. When these chemicals release into the air, they change how your nervous system works. They drop your stress hormone, cortisol, by up to 47%. This shifts your nervous system from survival mode to rest and regulation. Archons feed easily in survival mode. They cannot connect when you are in rest and regulation. This means lavender doesn't just block entities. It starves them. It changes the emotional field of your home. An archon in a space with active lavender is like a parasite finding an organism without the right chemistry to survive. No food source means entities cannot stay. Place lavender in your main bedroom. This is where you sleep. Your nervous system is most vulnerable to archonic influence during REM sleep. Your personal energy field expands up to 20 meters then. Your natural defenses drop to just 5% of what they are during the day. Your conscious mind completely shuts down. Your nervous system runs at its lowest frequencies. These are the same frequencies archons connect to easily. It is the perfect time for parasitic entities to attach. They connect directly to your energetic field and begin the process of draining your energy. This can last all night. This explains why you wake up exhausted some mornings. You slept 8 full hours, but you feel drained. It explains recurrent nightmares with themes of persecution, drowning, or falling, even if you have no past trauma to cause them. A healthy lavender plant in your bedroom changes the air chemistry all night. Your nervous system stays regulated even in deep sleep. Your personal electromagnetic field remains high. Archonic access is blocked from within. It's not just the front door. This system is powerful. It works. But there's a third plant. This one is the most important of the three. It was the deepest secret among Gnostic initiates. The Gospel of Mary Magdalene calls it the activator of the light field. This plant creates what Jesus, in the original texts, named the monad bubble. This is a protective field that does more than just block archonic frequencies. It actively raises the vibration of everyone in that space. Archons simply cannot exist in these frequencies. This third plant is aloe vera. Aloe vera leaves hold some of the most complex bioelectrolytes found in any plant. Its inner gel has long-chain polysaccharides that act as perfect bioelectric conductors. The bioelectric field from an active aloe vera plant vibrates between 400 and 800 Hz during its peak photosynthesis. These high frequencies are not just incompatible with archonic frequencies. They are actively hostile to low vibration entities. Think of it like intense sunlight that is hostile to certain physical pathogens. An archon trying to stay in a space with active aloe vera feels what quantum physics calls total destructive interference. Aloe vera generates this high-frequency field, making archons unable to exist in your home. It doesn't just block them, it removes them completely. You should place aloe vera in the heart of your home. This means the living room, the dining room, or any central space where your family gathers most often. Its job is to be a field generator, radiating high frequencies in all directions from its central spot. It gradually fills your whole home with a vibrational level where archonic activity becomes impossible. This plant doesn't protect just one specific room. It raises the entire electromagnetic field of your home. It works from the center outward, creating the complete protective bubble Jesus described in texts. These are the same texts the councils of the 2nd century systematically destroyed. There's a critical detail the Gnostic texts mention. An aloe vera plant needs at least 3 fully developed leaves. Only then is its bioelectric field powerful enough. A small, newly transplanted aloe vera needs 4 to 6 weeks to reach this electromagnetic maturity. Keep that in mind when you buy one. If you already have an aloe vera plant, but it's not in a central spot, move it today. Its position is as important as the plant itself in the system Jesus designed. The three plants work together as one complete system. Rosemary at the entrance blocks initial access. Lavender in the bedroom protects you while you sleep. The aloe vera in the middle of your home generates a high-frequency field. This completes the total protection. When these three plants are alive, healthy, and in their correct places, their combined electromagnetic field creates exactly what Jesus promised. It forms a space where no low-frequency entity can stay. They cannot remain because the electromagnetic conditions do not support their existence. This is what the church found most threatening. This system needs no priest. It needs no institutional blessing. It requires no tithes or complex rituals. No clerical authorization is necessary. It only needs 3 common plants. You can buy them at any market. They cost less than 1 spiritual counseling session. The Council of Carthage, in the year 397, decreed a prohibition. They banned teaching that natural elements could be used directly by ordinary people without a priest. They called this heretical naturalism. They violently persecuted anyone who taught it. The church knew exactly what Jesus had revealed. Nature itself is a spiritual protection system. Any initiate can use it directly. No intermediaries, no institutions, no payments. The Gnostic texts warn about one specific thing. During the first 7 to 10 days after installing the plants, you might feel a transition period. You could feel more anxious than usual. Your dreams might be more intense. You might feel irritable for no clear reason. You might even sense presences more strongly than before. This happens because your perception sharpens as the field stabilizes. This doesn't mean the system isn't working. It means the exact opposite. The archons are being forced out of a space they have occupied for years. They react to this displacement with growing intensity. Any parasite intensifies its effort right before it loses access for good. Do not give in to this resistance. Keep the plants, care for them, water them regularly, talk to them if you feel like it. The sound of your voice adds to their active bioelectric field. Jesus himself, according to fragments from the Gospel of Philip, told his disciples to speak to these guardian plants. He instructed them to use words of recognition and gratitude. This was not superstition. Human sound, in normal conversation frequencies between 85 and 250 Hz, stimulates the plant's bioelectric response. Modern botany is just beginning to confirm this. You've made it through the transition period. Now, within the first 2 weeks of having this system active, you'll start seeing specific changes. The first is how you sleep. You won't wake up feeling exhausted anymore, even after a full night. Your sleep will feel deeper, more restorative. Second, the air in your home changes. It feels lighter, calmer. That subtle heaviness, that unexplained tension you might have felt, it starts to lift. Third, those pointless arguments, the ones that seem to spark out of nowhere between family members, they drop off significantly. Fourth, pay attention to children and pets. They're much more sensitive to energy shifts than adults. You'll notice them becoming noticeably calmer, happier, more at ease in the home. Fifth, if you've been plagued by bad dreams, the recurring nightmares will either stop completely or become much less intense. Sixth, your spiritual perception sharpens. It's like a fog lifting. You're no longer constantly under attack in your own living space, so your inner radar becomes clearer. Seventh, you'll feel a more direct connection during prayer or meditation. That constant interference, that subtle block you felt, it disappears. Your sacred space is finally clear. If the way these things get solved is something you want more of, subscribe. There are a few more like this already up. Drop a comment. What old technique do you think we've forgotten that still has a use nobody's seen yet?